The Mire the Merrier is a family of 5 that left the United States for Koh Samui, Thailand in August of 2023. This video is about the complexity of entering Bali on our vacation, December 2024. Please subscribe to The Mire the Merrier and like this video. This is maybe a good place to stop and talk a little bit about getting into Bali, just the arrival setup. So when you come to Bali, if you are coming just for a short vacation, 30 days or less, you will be able to get a visa on arrival. And that's roughly $31 US. You can't get that in advance. I tried. You have to get a visa on arrival when you arrive. However, if you're planning on staying more than 30 days, you could get a 60-day visa and you could get that prior to departure from your home country. And that's going to be just double the price, roughly $62. But for us, and for many regular vacationers, I think the visa on arrival is going to be your easiest first step. So just taking a look at the process for a regular vacationer, your first thing that you want to do before you even leave for Bali is to go ahead and prepay your Bali tourist levy. And that is about just a little less than $10 US. And basically it's just kind of, a little extra money because from what I understand, tourists kind of tear up Bali. So that's, if you're coming to Indonesia, you don't without going to Bali, you don't need to pay that. But if you're coming to the province of Bali, you do need to get the tourist levy. And again, you can do that before you leave. The second step will happen when you, again, if you're just a regular, less than 30-day tourist, when you deplane in the airport in Denpasar, you will come across, as you're walking into the airport, all of these QR codes. So make sure that you have plenty of charge on your phone because you will need it. Each person in the group needs to do a health questionnaire, which of course means that I need to do 5 health questionnaires for my family. So you just, and the thing is you have to do them all separately. So you take the QR code, or at least that's the only way I could figure out how to do it. You take a picture of the QR code, you go ahead and do the health questionnaire, and you get through all of that. Now, I will say we never found anyone who actually checked to see if we had those QR codes. However, I think that because you had to put in your passport information, it was probably linked, and somewhere along the line, someone would have asked you about it if you hadn't done it. That's my guess. All right, so once you've done all of those health questionnaires, one for one person, for 5 people, the next step is a payment. So you just go and you pay for your visa on arrival. They'll ask you first if you have some other kind of visa, which of course we didn't. We were able to pay with a credit card, which was good. I think we had some small, service charge for paying with a credit card, but it's just easier than paying with cash. So we just paid that and then went on our merry way. Now we saw a lot of people just going straight forward and putting their passports on a scanner and getting through. We were not able to make that work for us. I have no idea why, if it's because we had the children, perhaps that's it. So we kind of had to go off to the right and go to what looked like a regular immigration officer. And so we handed them the passports. There weren't very many people going that route. I saw another large group that had small children. And again, that's why I think maybe it had something to do with the kids, making sure you're not, dragging somebody else's kids into Indonesia. But so we just, we already had paid for the visa, and now the immigration officer is putting the sticker. There are 2 stickers. One of them is the visa sticker, and the other one has dates to show, the day that you arrived and the day that you need to depart with this visa on arrival, 30 days. So we did that. I mean, it took a little while, but it always does, and the kids and Steve sort of just milled around. And then once we got through that, so that was, that's our third our third step because there are all of these steps. So then you get through this, and I'm still wondering when someone's going to ask me about the tourist levy. But that still didn't happen because once again, you come to another QR code and you take a picture of that QR code. And that QR code is to get you your customs declaration. So luckily, just one per family. And so we just went through. It was pretty easy customs declaration. But again, if you don't have much charge on your phone left, you're in dire straits. And Steve did, but I didn't. So I just went through and did the customs declaration. Now, there's supposed to be a line off to the left where you can just go. The QR code will get you through. I don't know if that was only closed because we were there so late. I mean, we arrived after midnight, but there was no easy line to get through where you could just QR code your way out. So we got into the regular. There were maybe 3 lines, and we just queued with everybody else. And a lot of people were turning around because I think they didn't realize there was yet another thing you had to do. So anyway, we were able to just show our QR code, and we were able to get out. And still no one had asked us about this tourist levy. So we're walking, when you leave this portion, the immigration portion of the airport in Bali, you kind of walk out, and conveniently there's a bunch of ATMs and currency exchange people, and you feel like you're done. And then you walk out even further, and then sort of off to the right that you might not even notice, and a lot of people didn't bother to stop, was the table for the tourist levy. We stopped because, of course, we're rule followers. And unfortunately, the SIM card wasn't quite working, so Steve was having a hard time. I had sent him the tourist levy QR codes to show that we had paid, and only 3 of them would download. So, and we just, we couldn't get the others to download. Luckily, we were able to show the passports of the other 2 people, and they were able to look us up, and sure enough, they saw that we had paid the tourist levy. So the people that didn't think that it was important to stop, I don't know what happens to them if someone's going to hunt them down and ask them to pay the tourist levy, or if they got away with something or whatever. But that last step was just verifying that you had the tourist levy to get into Bali. So it's a pretty complicated process. I'm not sure how long it took us, but obviously it always takes us a little longer because there are 5 of us, and you can't. Some kids do a pretty good job of going through immigration by themselves when we arrive in Bangkok, because they've done it so many times, but I didn't send them off individually this time. So again, like a 5-step process involving several different QR codes to get yourself some kind of a questionnaire, and then a QR code to say that you've gotten whatever thing done, whether it's a health questionnaire, tourist levy, customs declaration, whatever it is. It is a complicated issue to get in, not something you can't handle. If they send you back to the line because your customs declaration isn't quite done, then you just do it and you come back again. So I think we like Bali, but I think it is probably the most complicated way to get into a country that I've ever seen.